In this video, we travel by metro, like a train that could take us anywhere, to 4 different countries. Same metro, different city, every time the doors open. First stop, Hong Kong. Even the trams here have 2 floors. Small thing, but it tells you something about this place. It stacks everything, even the ride there. What got me wasn't the skyline though. It was the bit of green squeezed in between it. Trees growing right up against the towers, like the city forgot to finish the job. Back down at street level, it's a different energy. Street food stalls, old shop fronts, people moving fast. East and west mixed into one, and somehow it works. We didn't really say goodbye to Hong Kong. We just got on one more train. Same seats, same window, just watching the outside change. And by the time we looked up again, it wasn't Hong Kong outside anymore. It was Japan. Shibuya crossing is the one everyone talks about, and it's still worth it. Hundreds of people, no chaos, just rhythm. After that, it was really about the food. We didn't plan any of it. We just followed whatever smelled the best. And then the quiet again. Temples in Tokyo, a few minutes away from all that noise. Japan is a whole other world, a whole other culture, the kind of different that resets something in you after everywhere else you've been. But it's outside the cities where Japan really gets you. Osaka, softer around the edges. Kyoto, slower, older, like it's still living in a different century. And then Fuji. You don't really believe a mountain can look like that until you've seen it yourself. Every one of these places felt like nowhere else we'd been. Saying goodbye to Japan was harder than we thought it'd be. Some places just hold on to you a little. But the metro doesn't really do goodbyes. It just opens somewhere new. So we let it carry us on into South Korea. Old temples tucked behind modern blocks, like nobody bothered to move them. What we loved most, though, was seeing people walk around in hanbok, the traditional dress, right next to the temples. Tradition here isn't something in a museum. It's something people still put on and wear. And of course, no day in Seoul ends without the grill on the table. Small plates, big smoke, everyone leaning in. And then a library that felt more like a cathedral than a place to check out books. We ended the day up on Seoul's tallest tower, the whole city laid out below us, every place we'd just walked through, small enough to fit in one view. Three countries in, and somehow the metro still had one more surprise saved for last. Neither of us had ever set foot in China before, so this last ride felt different. Less like arriving somewhere new, more like finding out something we didn't know yet. The doors opened, and there it was, Shanghai. Last stop, China. Shanghai first, and nothing really prepares you for the towers here. They don't just stand tall, they compete with each other, like every building is trying to outdo the one next to it. And then, we left the cities behind completely for Zhangjiajie. Those pillars floating in the mist, this is the place that inspired the floating mountains in Avatar. Once you're standing in front of them, you understand why. Nothing about them looks real. And the town itself hadn't forgotten where it came from either. Traditional shows still running right there in the streets. Music and costumes passed down long before any of us showed up with a camera. Every new culture asks something of you. To trust what you don't understand yet. To believe in people who don't live, pray, or eat like you do. And somehow, that makes you stronger. Not because it's easy, but because you keep showing up anyway. The strange part is, the more unknown places we explored, the more some of them started to feel like home. 4 countries, 1 metro. And I came back a little different than when I left. And now, it's time to head back home. Thanks for riding along. If you enjoyed the trip, subscribe for more.